Welcome into the Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. I'm your host, Namath Pitts, and yesterday we talked wrestling in East Alabama. Today we are talking several different things. We've got volleyball action, the latest news in volleyball. We're going to talk track and field. The rings were presented for the Anniston Bulldogs this week. We've got basketball action in the Gadsden area, and we're going to preview more top moments, or I should say top duos, top players, top coaches from the 2023 high school football season as we officially turn the page come Tuesday. Now, why do we not officially turn the page until Tuesday? Well, come Monday, the AHSA will announce their reclassifications for the 2024-2025 football seasons. Now, we are going to have all of that action on this show next Monday. There will also be shows earlier in the day. John Holder and his crew are going to have a great, outstanding breakdown of all the regions, and then you can come here that evening and we'll follow it all up. So we'll officially turn the page next Tuesday, so still talking high school football to this point. But if you have not already, like and follow our East Alabama Now page so you don't miss the Locker Room. We're here each weekday at 5 p.m. We're even broadcasting live sports events now, and it's all possible because of you. The love and support that we have received has truly been one of a kind. I can't thank you guys enough for the support you give the Locker Room each and every day. Also, big developing story that we're not really going to talk about on the Locker Room today. We're going to talk more about it in the next coming days, but it's something that's going to be talked about on our EAN News tonight is Coach Bill Burgess of Jacksonville State, who's passed away. And so you can find more information on that. I'll be bringing that story on EAN News at 6:30 tonight. Again, that's EAN News. Make sure to go follow and like EAN News so you don't miss that. Mike Stedham, Katie Edwards with your local news, John Holder with your local weather, and I bring you your local sports. Now, speaking of sports, that's what we do here at the Locker Room. We talk sports. We don't talk politics. We don't talk weather, even though I still love you, John. We don't talk local news, even though I love you, Katie and Mike. We talk sports. That's what brings people together, is sports. That's what gets people going. That's what gets that fire flame aflying. Is sports, and there's nothing better than East Alabama local sports because we have some of the strongest teams in the state of Alabama in any sport right here in East Alabama. And we're going to start with a young lady. She ain't a girl. She's a young lady. She's a woman that we have covered all volleyball season. And her name is Maddie Schwabe of Pleasant Valley Raiders. Let me tell you guys a little bit about Maddie Schwabe. She was one of the backbones of the Pleasant Valley Raiders volleyball team. She finished the season with 1,065 assists, 244 digs, 93 service aces, and 88 kills. She was the Calhoun County MVP at the volleyball tournament. She was the Class 2A state champion, and she racked up quite the season of accolades and accomplishments. But both of those things continued this week when she announced that she will continue her volleyball career in college. Maddie Schwabe, as you see in the graphic right there, has committed to play volleyball for the Calhoun Warhawks. Calhoun University is in Decatur, Alabama, and plays in the ACCC conference. And Schwabe, who played for a state champion coach, will now play for an all-conference coach. That's right, Maddie Schwabe will play for Jamie Freeman, who was picked as the ACCC Conference Coach of the Year this past season. That's the ACCCC. There's three C's, ACCC. ACCC. That's the conference that Maddie Schwabe is going to play in, and she's going to play for an all-conference coach in Jamie Freeman. Played for an all-state coach, state champion coach in Dana Bryant High School. She never would talk to me, though. She didn't like the camera, but you know what, Maddie, that's okay. We still wish you the best of luck in your college career and the best of luck in your future college and future life endeavors, whatever that may hold. Congratulations to Maddie Schwabe for committing to play college volleyball at Calhoun University. Speaking of state champions, just like the Pleasant Valley Raiders volleyball team was state champions, you got to go back to almost just a little over a year ago when the Anniston Bulldogs boys track and field team became back-to-back state champions. Now, there's some days where Lisa Howard Holland's phone does not stop ringing. You see her in the middle right there, the head coach of the Anniston Bulldogs boys track team. Two of those days that her phone does not stop ringing is her birthday and Mother's Day. But those calls are mostly by her track athletes, who she says call her Mom. This past Monday afternoon, Holland beamed with pride, as you see in the picture, in Anniston's auditorium as she handed her family members away from home their state championship rings from their Class 4A boys track and field championship. She helped lead Anniston's boys to its second straight track and field championship this past season, and the girls relay team to a first-place finish in the 4x100 meter relay. Anniston overcame adversity to be champions again, along with weather causing delays and forcing some athletes to repeat events. Anniston's top sprinter, also who fell ill during the team's trip to the state meet, had to overcome sickness. So the Anniston team had their fair share of adversity. Malachi Taylor went on to take the triple jump title, with Javen Croft finishing second. Jaden Lewis won the 100 and 200 meter dashes. Kedrick Jordan finished second in the 400 meter dash, and the team won the 4x800 meter relay, with many others contributing in other events. Along with those state championship rings being celebrated, Holland was recognized as being selected as the 2022-2023 Section 3 Boys Track and Field Coach of the Year by the NFHS Coaches Association Advisory Committee, which serves states in the southeastern part of the country. She starts her 20th year at Anniston this year, and Holland said that she's excited for what's in store for the track and field program this season. Certainly a lot of talent in that picture that returns for the Bulldogs. Speaking of talent, speaking of rings, speaking of accolades, we've got a whole lot more. When we come back, we're giving away our awards for the 2023 high school football season. This includes Coach of the Year, Duo of the Year, Most Underrated Player, Storyline of the Year, all that great stuff. Don't go away. You're watching The Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
Welcome to Room by Room Home Furnishings, a locally owned and operated furniture store located in Oxford, Alabama. We've been serving Northeast Alabama and the surrounding area since 2007. We offer stylish and affordable new arrivals and all the top trends to help you get a cozy and homey atmosphere with hand-picked home furnishings and decor to fit anybody's style and budget with knowledge, personality, and good vibes. Let Room by Room in Oxford, Alabama help you score amazing deals and turn your house into a home.
Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you The Locker Room each and every day. Ted's Floors and Beyond has all your flooring needs, whether it's hardwood, laminate, carpet, tile, luxury vinyl. They have it for you right there at Ted's. And now you can go by their showroom there in Anniston and you can pick out what you like, want, and need. And they can do that there at Ted's. Also, they've got their partnership with Welburn Cabinet and will offer you a complete kitchen or bath makeover. That includes cabinets, countertops, flooring, backsplashes, tile showers. They can get it done there at Ted's Floors and Beyond. And now they offer you work on your outdoor space, whether it's an outdoor kitchen, patio, or living space. They have specially made tiles and stones that can enhance your outdoor experience. So go by and see them today at their showroom in Anniston on Highway 431, right before you get to Sachs Elementary School, or visit them online at shopteds.com. That's shopteds.com. Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you The Locker Room. Welcome back into The Locker Room. We continue on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon talking local sports in East Alabama. We shared our top 10 moments from the high school football season earlier this week, and now we're going to share some more seasonal awards. Now, we're going to show you some highlights during this from a couple different teams, and as always, those highlights, which are so important, they're presented by Lindsay Barger of Really Real Real Estate. And I'd love to tell you guys a little bit more about Lindsay Barger of Really Real Real Estate. Are you ready to buy or sell? Well, together with Lindsay Barger, we can help make your home dreams a reality. She specializes in home buying, selling, and investing. Whether you want to buy a personal home, buy land to build a dream home, sell a rental home, or buy a home to flip and resell, Lindsay Barger is your friend through it all. She would love to guide you in the process, so call her today at 256-441-2389. Call her for all your real estate needs, and do not forget to like and follow her on Facebook and Instagram at lindsaybarger.realtor. All right, let's continue on with our accolades and accomplishments from the 2023 high school football season. And I'll be honest with you guys, because I think honesty is the best medicine. I miss football season. I mean, we got college football playoffs coming up, but I miss high school football. Now, as much as wrestling is one of my favorite sports, and basketball is pretty good too, there's just something about high school football season. It's just different. And in true see you next year fashion, I decided to make a list of some of the highlights of this year's football season, whether it's individual players, games, or things that were spotted. There's plenty of things that I want to go back and revisit. So let's start with the best duo. This is the best combination, wide receiver / running back, wide receiver, the best duo. I would say that the duo of Jaden Thomas and DK Wilson of Oxford, I would put this running back duo over probably just about any in the state. After Oxford's win over Pell City, they brought the house. They brought the speed. They could do either. It both checked out. Both running backs totaled over 1,000 yards, and they were incredibly valuable in the receiving game for Oxford. But I came more impressed with them every time I saw them. It's impossible to play Class 6A football without two solid running backs. But I think another duo as impactful. This one is going to be hard to come by. Probably the most underrated player in East Alabama this year that I think needs more attention is Monte Sinclair of Jacksonville. I don't know how underrated someone can be that finishes with more than 1,000 receiving yards, but I became more and more impressed with Sinclair every time I saw him. I think Sinclair was key for this Golden Eagles team because obviously Kedrick Fisher was that guy that a lot of people double-teamed, and Kedrick Fisher even battled injuries at times. But Sinclair was that guy that stepped up. And against Bibb County, he had 98 yards and 2 touchdowns on 9 catches. He had a 68-yard touchdown reception against Bayside Academy that would be a difference maker. Along with not just being a great leader on the field and being great in interviews with the media, he was also the Golden Eagles' homecoming king. I don't know if that accounts for anything, but it does to some people. I never was homecoming king, so Sinclair, you've done something I've never done. But I don't know what Sinclair's future involves playing-wise at the next level. But either way, I know that Sinclair will be successful at no matter what he does. I'd say the most exciting underclassman, well, here's some highlights of him from Welborn. I would say the most exciting guy, the most underrated offensive underclassman is Jabari Williams of Welborn. Head coach Jeff Smith said that Jabari Williams is an example of a Welborn Panther. He, other than being just incredible, he was only a sophomore. He finished with 1,642 yards and 18 touchdowns and would end up being the Class 1A through 3A County Player of the Year. He would be the Class 3A Region 4 Player of the Year offensive MVP. Against Weaver, he piled up 183 yards, a pair of touchdowns. He looked unstoppable at times. And I got to tell you, if his play style is a sign of what's to come for Welborn the next 2 years in a new region with the region renovation, good luck everyone else, because Jabari Williams right there is going to be one tough guy to stop. And Jabari Williams is the most exciting offensive underclassman. The most exciting defensive underclassman is Keenan Britt of Oxford. Now, this one doesn't have to have much explaining to it. I mean, just look at his offers. UCF, Arkansas, Tennessee, Auburn, just to name a few. But he had a monster season for the Yellow Jackets. He finished with over 100 total tackles. He had 8 tackles for loss. And every time you watch them play, the opposing team kept an eye on him pretty much every single snap. But it never seemed to matter because he would wreak havoc on just about every quarterback's plan throughout the season. And, Sam Adams, we talked with him on the Coach's Corner each week. He would tell you that he probably has one of the highest motors out of any football player he's coached. And it's impossible not to believe him when you see the sophomore Keenan Britt play. The best surprise team, it's got to be Pleasant Valley, right? This team made history. Along with making its first playoff appearance since 2010, Pleasant Valley continued the longest winning streak in program history, 6 games that went back to the last 2 games of last season. This year was the first team to start the season 4-0. The team didn't just improve on the football field, but just talking to the players, the level of confidence, the excitement about football in Pleasant Valley. That doesn't happen, okay? Football in Pleasant Valley is like, there was a different level of football in Pleasant Valley this year. It was a new culture that Coach Jonathan Nix has created. I got to tell you, there is not a coach more deserving of the success that Pleasant Valley had than Jonathan Nix. I love Coach Nix, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, has been true to that program, been loyal to that program, went through so much adversity, continue to push forward. And the Raiders are returning some very key players next season, and I'm sure that mentality and culture that they built this year is going to stay with them. The best crowd, here it is, Oxford and Pell City. Look at the crowd at that game. 33 seconds left on the clock. Jaden Thomas ran it in from 4 yards out. There he is. Rush Propes. Woo, Sam Adams greatness all over Lamar Field. 4 seconds, Jaden Thomas ran it in from 4 yards out. The Oxford Yellow Jackets come back to beat Pell City 28-25. Just not even a rivalry, more than just a rivalry game. Rush Propes at Lamar Field, first time coaching in Calhoun County in a long time. And you just could not hear it out of my right ear for a few seconds there. That's how loud it was at Oxford. But in all seriousness, this crowd wasn't just good because there were tons of people and the band was good, but the fans were involved in this game, cheering players' names, getting loud at the right times. It's pretty much impossible to describe just how loud this game was, to describe just how much of a roar this football crowd was, because believe me, this was one of the best football crowds in the whole state of Alabama this football season when Rush Propes and the Pell City Panthers came to Lamar Field to face the Oxford Yellow Jackets and Sam Adams. But Oxford would prevail and win the game again on Jaden Thomas's 4-yard run with 33 seconds left on the clock. 28-25, Oxford wins. And then let's talk about everybody loves a good game. Everybody loves a good team. Everybody loves good uniforms, but everybody loves a good helmet. And there was 2 helmets that stuck out to me this year more than any other helmet. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I cheated a little bit here, but it's because I couldn't pick, so I went with 2. White Plains and Pleasant Valley. I'm an avid, more of a traditional guy, hence as why I don't like NIL. So I like the throwback logos. And the Wildcats logo on the left side of the helmet this year was just incredible. It was awesome, probably one of the best. And the numbers on the right are great too, and they really pop the shade of blue that White Plains has. Now, for Pleasant Valley, I think the middle stripe in the middle, I think that takes that helmet to the next level. And granted, red is my favorite color, and I'm a big fan of the face mask as well, but I think the blue letters featured on both sides really made that helmet pop out. I thought White Plains' helmet and Pleasant Valley's helmets were 2 of the best. I'd say the best storyline this season had to be Jeff Smith's race to 100 wins at Welborn. There's a lot that went into this one. Not only was Welborn's win against Weaver Smith's 100th win as the program's head coach, but it also locked up the first region title in the programs at Welborn for Jeff Smith and the program's first region title since 1995. Despite losing key players in the season, the team still found a way to win. I thought the team's signature win came in the Randolph County highlights you saw earlier this year when they scored in the last seconds to win 30-25. Both the football team and the volleyball team had extremely successful fall seasons, and the accolades and recognition for the longtime coach made the Panthers that much more fun to follow this past football season. So that's some accolades from this year. We're going to preview where things stand right now in basketball season in the Gadsden area. Don't go away. You're watching The Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today. For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
Welcome back into the Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. I'm your host, Namath Pitts, and we're going to continue to talk East Alabama sports, and we're going to transition into basketball in an area that we haven't really been strong at covering so far, but we're certainly looking to improve that. It's the Gadsden area. And it's been about a month since the start of high school basketball season. Now that football season is kind of officially over, still got our attention on the renovation for the regions. But all attention is now on basketball and wrestling. And there are a couple Gadsden area teams that have really been balling out, with some of them entering area play already, others doing so in the next coming week. But here's some observations that I took up to this point in basketball season in the Gadsden area. The first observation is this: can Southside Gadsden girls go back to the Elite Eight? Can Southside girls go back to the Elite Eight? Well, there's Justin Bowen right there. And that's the question. Can they? This is a Southside girls squad that made the Elite Eight last season and returned almost all of the contributors from that team. So far, they are 8-2 on the season with losses to top-ranked Lauderdale County and Fort Payne. Grace Ann Rose is a leader on the team with 3 double-doubles and scoring in double digits in 9 of the 10 games. And this is a deep squad, and scoring can rotate and adjust nightly as needed. They got a really big win this past weekend in Cleveland County over Oxford, who's just 2 years out from playing for a Class 6A state championship. And the thing about Coach Bowen's team is that the Lady Panthers are still growing. They're still looking to play their best basketball after what some I would say was an up and down first month. But that's only with 2 losses, and it's a very long basketball season. But I know one thing about Coach Bowen. He's one of the GOATs. I'm not playing. I'm being for real. So his squad is going to make a deep run. And can they go back to the Elite Eight? My answer is yes, but that'll be determined as the season progresses. More than just Southside going back to the Elite Eight, in order for a team to make it that deep, you have to have players that stand out. You have to have area players that are balling out. And that's the next storyline that I'm going to talk about, is a couple area players that are balling out as we are now 1 month into the season. There are plenty of Gadsden area players that are putting up big numbers night in and night out. One of those is the player you see right here, Sandrock's Caitlin St. Clair. She is one of them, coming off 103 points over 3 games just 2 weeks ago. Caden Reason at Southside Gadsden is another player who has had a great start to the season, putting up numbers close to a double-double. Asheville's Molly Northam has been putting up around 20 points and 9 rebounds per game. And Susan Moore's Laney Smallwood and Mallory Holland have been scoring at high rates this season. In order for a team to make a deep run to the Elite Eight or the state championship, you have to have elite players. You have to have players that are balling out to the MVP type caliber level. And some of those people have. But nobody may have a better player in the state of Alabama than what Spring Garden has in Ace Austin. And speaking of Spring Garden, they have started the season strong. This girl can whip it up there, boy. The Class 1A defending champions have started strong this season, especially after most of the team got a late start due to winning the state volleyball title. They are still led again by Alabama commit Ace Austin, who put up 26 points up in Tennessee with a win over McKenzie, Tennessee, who is another defending state champion. She did that in another state, by the way. I mean, this girl is a straight baller, shot caller. You know the song? You know, all you got to do is be balling. You know you got to be special when Alabama's women's basketball coach comes up to the middle of absolutely nowhere on a cold winter night to watch a girl play basketball. That's how you know you got something special. Well, that's what Alabama did with Ace Austin. She leads Spring Garden. They've got the season off to a strong start. No question in my mind they're going to repeat as state champions. Another team to keep an eye on, probably one that people aren't really looking at. It's Sardis's boys basketball team. I'm going to tell you guys right now, watch out for Sardis's boys basketball team. Sardis has started the season strong, going 9-1 with big wins, not small wins, big wins over Boaz, Albertville, and Alexandria, who's really good. In part due, it's because they have a four-headed scoring machine. Yes, four-headed scoring machine of Eli Martin, Carson Gillian, Luke Martin, and Kason Moore. The quartet has scored 70 of the team's 76 points in the win over Alexandria, proving that they are going to dictate the ceiling of this Lions squad. They have a big matchup coming up with Southside Gadsden, which could be a preview of the county basketball tournament championship game. Keep an eye on the Sardis boys basketball team. They're going to make a lot of buzz this season for sure. That's where things stand about a month in basketball in the Gadsden area, right here in Calhoun, Cleveland County area. White Plains, again, has been surging hot. They lost only 3 losses to Blount, Alexandria, and Oxford. They look to be good. Anniston looks good. Weaver got an area win last night over Welborn. Piedmont got an area win over Sachs. A lot of things to keep an eye on right here in East Alabama as well. But guys, that's going to do it. It's Wednesday night. I got a Christmas party to get to. Who doesn't love good food? So good. So I'm going to go eat, go celebrate, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow at 5 p.m. As always, I'm Namath Pitts. God bless. Thank you for watching The Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.